So guys, I want to get through these. We got some really good questions here, actually. I spoke at Southwestern Friday. I don't do a lot of this, but they were a little off the wall over there. But anyway, I went to Southwestern, so I can't really explain that. But I'll go through some of these, just kind of ramble on, play a couple more songs if I have time. I know I've got some requests. I'd like to play them all, but I don't know if I have time for everyone that I've had requested. Do you play any other instruments besides guitar? Not really. I play the drums, but I'm terrible. So guitar is it. And I'm not a great guitar player. I keep it simple. I'm a rhythm guitar player pretty much, and I won't kid you. It's more just to accompany my voice. So do I play? How many guitars do you have? I think I have about 11 guitars, which is I get a little out of hand. Sometimes I go in the music store to buy a set of strings, and I end up with a guitar. And I'm trying not to even go in the guitar room anymore because I don't need all these guitars. It's crazy. But same question, no other instruments. Do I know Emily Blackwood? I think it says. I don't think I do. I know a Chris Blackwood and a Bill Blackwood, but unless they're related, I don't think. What's my favorite Nirvana song? All Apologies, I think, is my favorite by them. Wish I could play it. Where do I normally hang out? Well, yes, it is crime. Although if any of you want to add me as a Facebook friend, I will correspond with you guys, absolutely. We are friends now. But I hang out in Bemis Point a lot when I'm in town. A lot of friends over there. But I hang out also down Lakeview if I'm out eating dinner. We had a great dinner at the docks the other day. All you can eat crab legs, I recommend it. Who would my dream collaboration be with? I think that blonde, is it Juliana Huff? Is that her name? Oh, I would love to collaborate with her. I didn't say copulate, I said collaborate. No. Just collaborate. No, it's kid friendly. No, collaborate. She is beautiful and talented, and no, I think I'd love to write a song with her. Am I getting red? What the heck? You've written and played so many songs. How do you keep the words straight and not mixed up? I mean, I do forget the words to even my own songs sometimes. I mean, it's sort of ridiculous. I'll be playing, or I'll play a song that's in the same key and similar right after it. I'm trying to think of an example when this happened. Well, in cover songs, if I'll be playing, if I'm playing Wonderwall, sometimes if I just played Howie Day right before it, I'll be like, I'm like, the dawn is breaking. I'm like, no, that's not the right song. And it's literally like, once you get a song in your head and you start playing, sometimes you can't get it out for the right song and end up playing, and it's very embarrassing because I'll get in the song and I'll be like, stop, don't think about that, but it's true. I do sometimes get mixed up, sometimes, get distracted by somebody or somebody singing in the crowd, and then I'll forget what I'm singing, and so I do mess up. Everyone does. But hopefully you can laugh it off and cover it up. So, and the words, yeah, if you were to say to me right now, Jackson, play track 9 off your second CD or whatever that is, Learning the Hard Way, I think is that song, I probably couldn't do it right now because I haven't played that one in so long. So it's sometimes even my own songs I've got to sit down with and spend 5 minutes trying to relearn it because if it's one I haven't played in a while, I forget the words. So what's your favorite song to perform? That's sort of, at the time, it depends. I remember one time when Brown Eyed Girl was my favorite song to perform, but now I've done it 13,000 times and I don't really like playing it. But, whatever's new to me at the time or interesting, or if it's a new song of mine I enjoy playing, but that changes week by week. Trying to think if there's a current song I love performing. I'm learning that song by Shinedown right now, but I hope to play soon. That second chance. I love that song. So, do I play any sports to keep in shape for singing? I work out. In shape for singing. It is good to have your cardio working and your lung capacity going because it gets tiring out there if you're screaming your lungs out. And I work out 3 days a week. Lifting and cardio things, nothing serious. But I ran track in college. I was a big track guy. Just in Southwestern, one of the kids told me I guess I still have the 1,600-meter record, which I wish someone would get off there because he was showing how old I am. But I still used to run. I used to be into that kind of stuff and play basketball. I still water ski a ton, wakeboard. That's kind of my latest kick. Interesting ones here. What kind of boat do I have? I didn't see. What I get for mentioning it. I have a Supra launch. It's a 20-foot ski boat. Nothing special, but it's fun. Do I have any pets? No. It's tough to tough to even keep my plants alive at my house, let alone have a pet, you know. It's, you know, traveling so much, it wouldn't really work for me, so I love animals, though. What other genre music styles that you are you considering experimenting with besides the ones you've already tried? That's a good question. You know, I'm not going to do anything with jazz, and I'm not really a blues guy, but Americana is kind of a blend of, I'd like to think, country and pop. I think of Americana artists like Ryan Adams, or who knows who else would be in that, but this next record that I'm doing, whether I do it in Nashville, Atlanta, we're going to do that kind of a vibe where it's going to be sort of an unplugged thing. We're going to have acoustic musicians on there, but no electric guitars, just like maybe some upright bass, which I think is cool, and the drummer will be playing brushes, if at all, just maybe shakers for percussion, piano, fiddle, dobro, acoustic guitars, but nothing, no electric instruments, and no organ, no electric guitars and stuff. So I think I'm excited to try. I've never done anything like that, so working on that one in the studio is going to be really fun. We'll hope people will like it. We'll see. I mean, have a song like Rio won't be the big bombastic version of our live one with the band. It'll be kind of toned down, but hopefully it'll still be cool. For someone who's a beginner guitar, which would be easier to learn, acoustic, electric, or bass guitar? That's a tough one. I think probably bass, just because there's less strings and you're not playing chords, but you got to have some strong hands to hold those strings down. And if anything is easy just to be able to play it, but to be a great bass player, it's never easy. I mean, it's one of those things where you could probably pick it up quicker and be able to play some songs, but to be able to play it really well. Electric guitar is easier to learn on than acoustic guitar because the electric strings are easier to hold down. So initially, acoustic guitar, playing a bar chord, like one of these where you're holding down several strings, it's hard on your hands. And you'll think initially that my hands will never hold that down, and I'm not strong enough, but they will. No matter how pathetically weak your forearms are, you can learn to do it. And I encourage people to stick with it because that first month or two of learning an instrument is always the hardest, and it's easy to hang it up. But if you can get past that point, you really can, I think you'd be happy you did. Which would you say is better overall? Hiring real musicians to play their instruments for a song, or synthesizing those same instruments with a computer program like GarageBand? Which would have a better sound quality, or does it even matter either way? Most definitely, real musicians is better than synthesized stuff. If you're looking to do something on a budget, or you're putting a demo together just to go in and try and get gigs, or you want to do like a rough version to take in the studio with your band, say, here's what I'm looking for, this sort of feel. It's cool to use GarageBand, and you can come up with some pretty good sounding stuff on a lot of those programs, but nothing beats the sound of an authentic real instrument. It doesn't matter how good the technology is, real drums sound much different than fake ones. But you have to have a good engineer and know what kind of mic to use and where to put it and how to work all the compressor, all the knobs and bells and whistles that I don't know how to do. So for me, I know how to write the songs and play the songs, but when it comes to the technology of recording a song, you have to find some good people to work with, and it costs more money to go in a studio than to use synthetic stuff, but that's the way to go if you're going to try and put something quality together. What's my favorite song that I've written? And that is a tough one because, you know, I don't know how, it's so hard to answer that. It's like everyone says they're all like your kids, you know, which is your favorite? Who knows? That's sort of cliche, but I know that in terms of the most important song I think I've written, there was a song I wrote called To Amy With Love that I wrote on 9/11 when my friend Amy King, who was a flight attendant, died when her plane flew into the World Trade Center. And that song I wrote that night. I mean, it was the saddest thing I ever wrote, and it was a terrible night, but as I kind of came out of it, it kind of helped me in the healing process, and more importantly, it was a big thing for their family, and we ended up selling copies of that and for the Heroes Fund and raised something like $5 or $6 grand for that, and maybe more than that, but it was a good thing. It was like, it took a terrible situation. I miss Amy, but it was one of these things where it brought her family a lot of relief, I think, and brought us closer together and helped me in the healing process. So definitely not my most catchy song by any stretch, my best song, but my most important song for me. So speaking of that, let me play a quick request. I'm getting down near the end of the questions. I know Chris, who's working our sound and video gear today, wanted to hear a song called Blow Off the Afternoon, and I wrote that about our beautiful Lake Chautauqua down the street, and 101.9 My Country's been playing this one on the radio the last few months, I guess.